a very beautiful kind of manor house, and we're there, and a Goshoman looks into the house and he sees this ancient furniture covered in dust sheets, and he's imagining what it was like to have lived at that time. So his mind is going back. And this is spoken in the words of a servant of one of these great houses, and that is enough.
I remember the great families of old that go back. They go back and back centuries. The great and powerful families I used to serve. The wardrobes, the settees, and the commodes. Great and powerful they were. So,
when they opened their mouths.
When they opened their mouths, you could look in through and across the gravel to the brightly lit green painted door beyond, fresh painted and so clean. Such breeding. I was there, I make no mistake. Until one night I was taken in a fit of conscience for the poor, and I stole 2 bottles of wine, sir. The first one I pulled the cork out of, and I drank it straight down without stopping. And the second one I picked up, and I held it out horizontal over the newly laid table. And I gave the table such a wallop with it that the wine glasses jumped up and the candles near went out. Well, the bottle didn't break. So I got it in my 2 hands. This time I held it up higher. And I brought it down full force. And it went into smithereens, and the wine went out all over the clean damask tablecloth. I struck that blow for the poor. There was such a silence. Wardrobe stood stock still. Settee stayed by the fire, and commode never budged an inch. Not one of them moved. And then I knew that I was beaten because I struck that blow. But I also knew that I'd won. So I went straight out into the hall, out through the green painted door, and I walked and walked and walked and walked and walked a long, long way. And then I came across an old coat, and I put it on, and I made my way down to the river, and I sat down on the pavement and watched the world go busily by with their fur boots and their smart heels. I'd struck a blow for the poor, and now I joined the poor, sir. I didn't feel real dirty and poor at first, just soiled like the tablecloth. It took more time to get natural dirty and poor, but I had to do it to tell my story. I was wrong, I admit that, but you see, I was bound to be wrong. Those powerful families, the settees, the wardrobes and the commodes, are never wrong. And that's where we differ, which is what makes me know I had a right to be wrong, if you know what I mean. They never make mistakes. When I was there, it was me that made all the mistakes, not them. But you can be sure that they'll have somebody else there now making all the mistakes for them. I knew I wasn't indispensable. There's not so much as one that cannot be done without. Mind you, they can't manage without servants at all. But I can, sir, because I never knew what it was like to have one. And what you've never had, you never miss. But those are the powerful families, mark my words, lady. The wardrobes first, and next to them the settees, and then the commodes. Have you got me? Before I set out upon the open road, I served my masters with me heart a heavysome load. I used to be so weary, but hear me, I had to leave the wardrobes, the city and the old commode. The mansion was fine and it sheltered me so well, but most of me time was spent running to a bell. I hadn't any peace and me work never ceased until I set me feet a dancing down the open road. Get on all you landlords with your great big rents. I'd rather be sleeping in me own particular tent. I haven't much to lose and I do what I choose with me 2 feet inside me shoes upon the open road. The rain or the wind doesn't frighten me at all. There's always a nook where I can hide when there's a squall. An apple from the tree is the best thing for me to set me in good humour for the open road. And now I'm out upon the open road, and I'm my own master though I haven't got an abode. I'm feeling right and cheery, but hear me, I had to leave the wardrobe, the settee and the old commode. The rain or the wind doesn't frighten me at all. There's always a nook where I can hide when there's a squall. An apple from the tree is the best thing for me to set me in good humour for the open road. And now I'm out upon the open road, and I'm my own master though I haven't got an abode. I'm feeling right and cheery, but hear me, I had to leave the wardrobe, the settee and the old commode.